Hey, Dave Duford here again from Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com. Today, I've got to talk to you about something. I was reading an article on some website that's more of an industry data collector, think tank in the life insurance industry, and they were talking about final expense, kind of the long-term projection about the intermingling of technology with the traditional approach to selling face-to-face in this business. And they brought up a real timeless, familiar line that most life insurance agents have heard, and it's this. It's that life insurance must be sold. It is not bought. It is sold. And frankly, I have to, at least for the final expense portion of this business, I have to object to that claim, that old wives' tale of a claim. Let me explain. The final expense business, we normally deal with people who are 50 and older, much more commonly older than 60. They've all usually have had health problems, and most are on a fixed income. They are at the age where their friends have died, even their spouses have died, certainly their parents have died, and they all understand the pain and the cost of what it takes to bury somebody. In many cases, knowing family or friends that have been buried that did not have insurance. The type of person that responds to these cards already is sold on why they should have life insurance, or sold on why they should have some kind of policy to protect them. You don't have to sell that to them, the guys that actually buy from you. What you need to sell them on is not life insurance, but what you need to sell them on is why your life insurance is better than the other guys. So this subtle little differentiating factor makes a dramatic difference in how you use and run a successful final expense business in a couple of different ways. So first of all, the realization of this, number one, this business is a numbers game. That doesn't mean that presenting and learning how to fact find and how to present things in language that elicits excitement and urgency, doesn't mean none of that's important. It just means that this business is about finding the people that get it, that understand the reason and necessity for life insurance. That's what this is about primarily, number one. And that the more numbers you do, the more you're going to find these kind of people. And then number two, it's about identifying as quickly as possible if a lead is what we call a suspect or a prospect. Now, a suspect is somebody who, they reply to a lead card. They may have a marginal level of interest, but they don't fit the requirements or parameters of becoming somebody who's a prospect or somebody who is highly likely to buy because they fit the prerequisites for somebody who would fit what we have to sell. It's our job as a salesperson to identify if the lead we're sitting in front of matches the requirements for us to actually do business with them. And a good salesman will pre-qualify up front and as quickly and as succinctly as possible if this particular person actually matches the requirements of somebody who would likely buy. So I'll give you an example. I've been out in the field today. I ran 9 appointments. I sold 6 applications. The very last appointment I ran was a lead card. I sat down with a couple. Told me up front that they're just kind of looking around to see what this is about. Didn't really express any interest. Those are what we call knee-jerk reactions. You still continue the presentation and not let that deface you. You got to keep going. And so I gave my pitch. I gave my presentation. I asked for their business. I gave them quotes, and they still had absolutely zero interest. And so what I realized is that this person is a suspect. They're not a prospect. They didn't have any urgency to buy, despite me showing them something that would fit their budget. The guy had already experienced heart attacks, open heart surgery, stents, defibrillators, all before the age of 50. This guy's on death's doorstep at 51, and he still doesn't get it. I mean, hello, is this guy going to buy life insurance? He's going to do it now. If he doesn't get it by now, I mean, I can't fix stupid. And I'm not going to spend time on a guy who doesn't understand the necessity for it. Because this guy should get it. If he's going to get it, he should have gotten it already. There's no way that I'm going to spend an hour with this dude to sell him on why he should have life insurance. If it doesn't fit his budget, if he is not open and engaged in the sales process, I'm not wasting time on this loser. Are you kidding me? And so this is a prime example of what this business is about. You notice I did 9 appointments. I sold 6 applications. I didn't put a gun to any of these people's heads. And I guarantee you, when I sat down with all these people, they knew it was about life insurance. They understood the necessity for life insurance. And once we found something that fit their budget, and I sold them on the reasons they needed to buy from me, they bought. It was that simple. And the last thing that this shift in perception brings with how to sell life insurance is that people not only need to be sold on what policy is best for them, but they need to be sold on you as the expert in this business. And this is very important. The person that sells the insurance is the majority driving factor of whether or not they're going to buy. People need to trust somebody with their life insurance decisions. If they don't like you, to some extent, they probably won't buy. But if they don't trust you, they sure as hell ain't buying from you. And so that's why when you sell insurance, you got to make them trust you as the expert, as somebody who gets it and who will do the job and provides the ample and best solution for that particular customer. And that's what you have to understand, is that's what salesmanship is about. Life insurance is bought by people who get it, okay? And that's your job as a final expense agent. Understand the products, become the expert, develop and rapport, and most importantly, trust, and run a hell of a lot of appointments to find your guy. I remember some sales guru said once is that sales is about finding your man, finding your guy, the guy that gets it. That's what this business is about. And I urge you to keep these thoughts and wisdom in perspective, and remember that when you're out there running a bunch of appointments with a bunch of deadbeats and thinking there's something wrong with you. More likely than not, if you know what you're doing in this business and you're running the appointments, it's the deadbeats, okay? And that's extremely important. It's a numbers game. Policies are sold. The types of policy is how you sell the customer, and how you develop trust is what closes the customer. So please remember that. And again, this is David Duford with a little wisdom for the day. Check out my website at feagentmentor.com. Also check out all the videos I have listed here. And thanks for your time again. See ya.